Okay, hi everybody. We're going to be doing thoughts and feelings today on the Flash Season 9, Episode 2. We're going to be doing thoughts and feelings because more of a breakdown is going to be happening on the Midweek Freak, and you'll be able to catch them on PG's channel, Lance's channel, and DJ Eric's channel, and everybody else's. So, we started where we left off with the Snow character, or as we come to find out, is Keone. Or Kieran. Everybody called that. Everyone was calling that. So that's kind of a cool payoff for everybody. So what I thought was the sinister vibe was just kind of like her childlike innocence more than anything else. Which I'm not going to lie, I sat there during the episode and I thought, well, like everything's been stripped away from her, all of her, like her personality and stuff. But your intelligence comes with learning. Your intelligence is tied to your memories. Do you know what I mean? Like subconsciously, like how you learn stuff. Do you know what I mean? Is a part of who you are. So how she has no identity but has a whole grasp on a whole bunch of other stuff is really interesting. So yeah, Mark was there. He definitely had an agenda of some kind right from the get-go. Definitely was lying. And Kieran was definitely kind of picking up on that, but not really calling it out. But, you know, that came later. So there was a flashback of the Chegra kiss, which I'm sure a lot of people were happy about. I really had a giggle to myself about that one. I was like, oh my God, people didn't want this the first time round. And I like, that's definitely throwing it in their faces. That's so funny. And then there was rain throughout the city for the episode, and I was wondering if that was because of Kieran and the conflict that she was feeling that was resolved by the end of the episode. And it was when she finished and tied it off with Mark that, like, that's when the rain stopped. So I think that might be something to do with her power set. There was Wonderful and Joe and Cecile moment. I really like that. They are absolute powerhouses and really bring it every time they're on screen. And it's like obviously Joe's leaving, so it's him finishing before everybody else to go on to new adventures, but it's still really sad, you know. So there's a lot of emotion there. And they're setting it up well, you know. It's not just a case of, oh, I've just decided I'm going to go and that's it. Yeah, I'm gone. There's a whole conflict and giving Cecile's choice to stay merit. Do you know what I mean? Because they always have chosen to do what's right for the greater good of the city for the most part, you know. So him saying, right, I want to leave for my family's safety is a big thing, but she's not quite there yet. So that's pretty cool. The scene transitions, I'm loving those. They're really very interesting, and they're keeping it fresh. I can't help but notice there's a lot of flashbacks. I don't mind it for the most part. I wish that they would give the fans more credit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they expected a lot more people to think, oh no, it's the Flash's final season. People that came in for like 1, 2, and 3 and then kind of left there, they were expecting more people to go, right, I'm jumping back on the ship. So they needed a lot more context. But I think if they gave fans a little bit more credit, that's 2 minutes that could have been saved elsewhere, you know? So not bad, but not the best thing. You know, I'm not going to sit here and rave on everything and just be a shill for the show as much as I want to be. Love Hartley and Roderick. I love that they brought the actor back. It definitely, I don't know, not like more like didn't make the relationship more valid, but I don't know. It kept that depth that it had before. Do you know what I mean? If they kind of recasted or just didn't include Roderick, then it'd have been okay. But the fact that they used the same actor, because they do have a really good chemistry together, Roderick and Hartley. So that was really good. I really enjoyed that. We met the new fiddler. Not the biggest fan. I've got to say, she's not very threatening. I don't know. I know. Obviously, it's comic booky, right? So there's like cheesiness and stuff in there, but it just feels. It almost feels like a parody, not a pastiche of, um, like that, like that kind of artist in college kind of thing, you know. I know, I know what I'm trying to say. So, but yeah, no, it's just I don't know. She's not very threatening. Wasn't the most interesting villain we've had. I would like to see more Captain Boomerang. Now that they've kind of united them on the team, we're going to be seeing more of him if we see her kind of deal, I imagine, and vice versa. I'm interested to see who the other rogues are. I know Murmur's going to be one of them. Bloodworks' his own arc, isn't it? So yeah, I'm interested to see who else comes into it. What else we got? Mark. Oh my god, there was a point where he was just again not like throwing his weight around, but just really pushing his own agenda, not listening to the team, even though like there was a point Barry's like, "Hey, you're on the team," and then yeah, he just still didn't get it. And then for me, it's up in the air whether he's actually on the team at this point because of the way he left threatening people. So I'm not sure. The way he was lying to everybody, though, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Hartley's always a dick. I love it. He's very consistent. Him and Barry's relationship is really funny. It reminds me a little bit of how he and Ralph started out, but that was obviously for very very different reasons. Iris is amazing. She's actually been smashing it. She's been doing really really well. I've loved every scene she's in. Just her whole attitude is great. You know, just calling people out on some shit, and I love it. This was really heavy with payoffs, right? So the stuff with Caitlyn all the way from season 2, 3, the stuff with her dad in either 6 or 7, and a little bit in between. Then I think there was some other stuff with her mum. So that's the reason there's no big Flash spectacle. It's more of an emotional episode this week, which I was down for. I liked it. You know, it's this season, as much as it might want to draw a lot of people back, it's definitely for the people that have stuck around the whole time, you know. Because the reason that people were thinking about Kieran is because of all the stuff that was mentioned before. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought not about Sophie's choice. I mean, Jesus, everybody's choice this week. 2 people have got to die and 1 person's got to live. Who's it going to be? You know, there's no great choice there. Even if you go back to like, all right, well, we'll just go to the default and it's Caitlyn. Again, that's not what Caitlyn wanted. And that's not what Caitlyn was striving for. Granted, she genuinely thought that she would get Frost back and herself with that machine, but still, I think like obviously with science, as she knows, there's always a risk. So she lost her husband and stuff, but so she knew there was a risk of losing herself, but you know, still, there was never a great there was never a win. You know what I mean? I mean, we got Kieran, and that's great. If we got Frost, that'd have been great. If we got Caitlyn, that would have been great. But you still lose too, you know. So that's tough. Again, Mark's behavior was very, very gross, very gross. And Iris, love her. She does so well this week. It was really interesting her choice as well, and why. Just that when Frost was here, she was like, okay, well, that's Frost, but my friend's always been Caitlyn. I'm gonna get to know Caitlyn. We'll be friends, you know, like surface level friends kind of thing, you know. So she's like, well, through the grief, she was kind of saying like, well, what if? And then now she gets that chance. So, what else? So the fight at the end was a bit underwhelming because it was just vibration on vibration. That's fine. I love Flash coming in at the end. That's obviously what everyone wants to see. And then like him showing Hartley that they were on a different kind of vibrational bit. So that was really cool. I loved all of that. I found it very interesting that Red Death needed to stop vibrating. And I wonder if it was a payoff for how they started to explain other universes in like around season 2 time, when they were talking about everything operating on a different vibrational frequency, but it's in like kind of like the same space or something. I can't remember specifically. So it might be just because she's from another Earth, or it could be because of how she became a speedster, how she became Red Death. Those are my two options. My top two, really. And then, yeah, I love their trip to Krakatoa. Krakatoa. Oh, my gosh. Krakatoa. Is it Lunch Monkeys? Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, the club at the end, that was a lot of fun. Barry and Iris's dancing was a lot of fun. Taya liked the dancing. That's she caught some of the episode, but out of context. So seeing that was like, what? Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Really a lot of fun. Can't wait to talk about it with 3Dubs and Flash Freak and on the Midweek Freak, and to work with anybody else. So thanks for stopping by. Join the Midweek Freak, and I'm going to be seeing Ant-Man tomorrow. So we're going to be discussing that before on the Midweek Freak, and then I want to be setting up a podcast afterwards with somebody to discuss it, because it's going to be amazing. There's a lot of like mechanic stuff that I'm really drawn to with the with how everything's working. Do you know what I mean? And why everything's working the way it does. So why certain people have to do it that way as opposed to this way, and it's all something they set up in Endgame and stuff like that. So we'll get to that later. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. See you all soon.